Tonight we have a guy. His name's Ramsay. He's a comedian. He does a fucking cool show on YouTube called Never Repeat a Joke. Go to YouTube right now and go over to Never Repeat a Joke. And this is a little about Ramsay. Man, this dude has been all over the place, man. This guy gets around. Check this out.
I have attended one of Ramsay's shows and watched them all. He performed 80 shows at 50 Chicago, Nashville, Hollywood and Mid-East comedy clubs. Social media corners us, forcing us to amuse. Use your social feed in a public setting. Never repeat a joke. Be part of stand-up comedy reality. Here is one of his jokes. Ramsay's favourite movie is 3:10 to Yuma. That's right, Yo Ma. Ramsay is an Arab Christian who fights extremists with extremism, performing on 9/11 in Arabic in Jordan. He also is the top contributor for Arab Daily News. 14,000 Facebook fans, interviews across 8 countries: Mexico, South Africa, China, Jordan, UK, US, Australia and Canada.
And we have him here right now live. We have him live in the studio. Now, he's not in the studio. He's calling in from his luxurious accommodations that somebody set up for him, probably himself. We don't know. How are you doing tonight, Ramsay?
I'm great, thank you.
Thank you. Hey, you're an Arab comedian.
Yeah.
We don't like that kind of stuff here in the USA. God damn it. What the hell's up with that? That's my Uncle Frank. I'm sorry.
I'm in the South, so my favorite part about it, but at the same time, it's kind of makes me the black sheep. Is I'm referred to as the brown guy, and that's one of the reasons why I like the South. No one's ever called me brown before, but no one here would think twice about it. Like, no, I'm brown. That's it.
He's one of them. He's one of them Mexicans. Look at him, little funny looking Mexican. That guy. He ain't nowhere. He ain't one of them Al Qaeda. I joke because I love. I'm sorry. Very, very. No, but no, man, it's tough out there being an Arab dude. We know. My best friend's Arab. I always say that because now I can be racist the rest of the night. My best friend's Arab, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tear apart all billion of you. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, more power to you. It's a very psychological. It's a very hairy and sticky subject between terrorism and Muslims and Islam and ISIS and all these words just kind of make you even more frustrated. But I think the number one conflict is that because I've been there for a few years and I live there and everything is backwards there. We read left to right. They read right to left. They're ahead of us by 14 hours, and there's just so many things. Like they think that they're Western and that we want to be like them. I think that's the identity crisis. That's probably the worst, because when somebody's in an identity crisis and they accuse you of being an identity crisis, that's just a complete skull fuck,
Oh yeah, it's completely. Yeah, I mean, what do Arabs really think of the United States?
So yeah, I just got back from there. As you heard in that introduction, I was there performing just a few months ago, and they think they're very paranoid. They think Americans are out to get them. They think that I was working with. They think that ISIS was. They blame it on us. They say that we created ISIS. They accuse me of working for like special forces and being a spy. They think the way that they think about America is they look at it as a movie. They think that what they see in Sweet November is what they're going to get if they get a visa to come here. And that's not how it is. We work hard, No,
it's people. There's a lot of people who just don't understand, but it's really worse on the other end, which is funny. They're paranoid. They're like, I don't know. They're like, jealous girlfriends. I always think that we're out to get them.
Yeah,
you know, 9 out of 10 Americans can't even point out Jordan on the map. Like, 9 out of 10 Americans can't even point on the map where these people are scared. We couldn't even find you if we were looking for you. That's what we tell them. 9 out of 10 of us couldn't find Jordan on a map. They tell us go attack Jordan. We're like, where the fuck is that?
Yeah, well, Jordan, they just attacked ISIS, and they're applauding Jordan in their effort to put troops on the ground and or boots on the ground. But Jordan is the only place that has a Christian following. It's like 4% Christian. That's where I'm from. There's a lot of Arab Americans, or a lot of Christian. Not a lot. It's only like 4%, but that's my family. But anyway, what was I going to say? I'm sorry, I lost my thought.
No, it's cool. It's two different worlds, two different times. We just haven't caught up yet together. Like the Arabs haven't had time enough to get fat and stupid yet, like we are, because we're dumb. We're fat. We're dumb. We don't care. I mean, more people cared about Kanye West, or what happened to Kanye West, than supposed nuclear bombs going off in Ukraine. Okay, so we don't even know who you are, Arabs. We don't even know where you are. We don't know. Half the people think if you're from Turkey or India, it's the same thing from being Saudi Arabia. They have no idea. They think every guy that's brown-skinned and talks with an Arab accent is a terrorist, but you're not. We know that.
Yeah, so I think that everything that we've said, I think, everyone's caught up to it, but I think that the next step should be in classifying what is the Arab American, what is Muslim, what is, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially between Muslims and Christians.
What do we classify as a terrorist? Because literally the Bloods and Crips are the Al-Qaedas and the, whatever the else, the ISIS. The Bloods are ISIS and Al-Qaedas are Crips. That's what it is. It's the same amount of people running gangs and terrorizing their towns. That's basically in ISIS. ISIS and the Crips have the same amount of members.
Yeah, that's why I'm so glad that we're able to classify these things, because we're narrowing things down, and now there's a lot more people saying that it's better that they're handling the problems on their own. That Jordan got involved and is attacking ISIS and fighting, all these things that they're doing. We don't care, because it's 14-hour flight from here. It's 4,000 miles across the Pacific. But we don't want to get caught in the trap. Obviously, it's not. Well, it's not very American.
It's like somebody from the Bloods captures somebody from Mexico, and they cut the guy from Mexico's head off, the guy from the Bloods, and some guy from the president from Mexico comes flying over and bombs the shit out of your neighborhood.
Yeah, exactly, and I think one of the reasons why it's resonating with our youth is because of the use of religion, where ISIS keeps on saying it's religion, and the Muslims are like, you're disgracing our name, but again, I mean, this has been long in coming, and I think it's starting to dissipate in their own hands, and that's what we need. We need to not be afraid of terrorism. That's important.
We've seen the guy that got burnt from Jordan. Did you see that video?
Yeah.
Now, did you see he was wearing a fire hood?
Yeah.
Like stuntman wear? Did you see that?
Yeah.
What? How come? Why would they give him a fire hood in the middle of him burning? Because it's a fake video.
Oh.
Created by the United States because why would ISIS chop everybody else's heads off, but then they find an actual Muslim guy and they're going to burn him in a cage on their own kind? They've charged Jordan up. They're like, we're like troublemakers. We faked this thing.
Yeah,
and now
it's a very
crazy
situation. Exactly.
And taking care of the problem with us.
Yeah, so it's a very hairy-brained. Go ahead, sir.
No, somebody went down and they triggered Jordan into this massive fight because they know Jordan don't fuck around. You're gonna fuck a beloved pilot. And explain to everybody how beloved the pilots are in Jordan. You guys have like 3 planes?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, it's a high, you know, high on the
I would imagine that the patriotism, because then a lot of, as far as the army, they don't have bases in Jordan. They basically, they're just all over the streets. They have little forts, you know, where they congregate, but they don't have an entire base. And so if you read or if you've read about articles about there being tanks in people's neighborhoods, like watching out for that neighborhood, that really does happen. There's, and like in certain because it's a very small area, Jordan, and so in a lot of the subdivisions, or what we would term subdivision, they have tanks or, you know, people with AK-47s, and so there is a patriotism that, you know, reverberates through the, you know, through this community.
Yeah, we love Jordan. Jordan's our new country. Jordan's our new body.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great. I love it there. I lived there for many years. The only other time that there was a terrorism conflict was in 2007. There was a wedding at the Hyatt that got bombed, and I could see it, the hotel, from my window from where I was staying. And my uncle was actually, well, a close friend of the family was the cook there, but he didn't get hurt.
So terrorism's going on. Terrorism's going on in the United States every day, but we're so, I don't know, we just call it gang activity. It's terrorism. We live in a terrorist state right now. More people get killed in the south side of Chicago than do in Jordan every day.
Yeah, I guess they're getting favoritism, or I don't know, because there's only like 9. When I was living there was only like 6 million. Now it's got to like 12 million because of the wars, and everyone's going to Jordan because it's right next to Israel, and or Jerusalem, and they don't want to cause anything with the religion and the land, and you know, anything with the Bible or what the Bible says. So it's boomed in the last 5 years because of the wars, but it's really small. It's really, really a tiny area. So I guess when people think about it,
that Israel keeps trying to take more of every day.
Exactly.
And these Israel pricks. Don't even get me started on these fucking pricks. Don't even get me started on these guys. America doesn't even know what these people do. I wish somebody in America could fucking feel a Jordanian's experience when they come in and just take your neighborhood.
Yeah, man. I mean, when I lived with my grandma, we lived in a medical subdivision, in a medical. It's actually called Hospital Street. It's called Sheret Fundak Shed. It's the street of the hospitals. And so there was so much construction going on and so many hospitals being built that my grandma is actually being booted from her house. And there's no law. And actually, there's a law here that you can't even you can't go surpass a certain amount of decibels, you know, like every day from 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., you know, doing construction. There has to be some kind of ordinance, you know, noise pollution or whatever, I guess noise pollution, but they're actually kicking her out of the house. And she's trying to fight it in court, which is along the lines of what you were saying.
Yeah, they just come and take everybody's houses. What are you going to do when they take your whole life away from you? What else are you going to do? And be pissed off at Israel for the rest of your life. They're asking for it. They really are asking for it. You know what? The people that attack Israel ain't nothing. It ain't nothing to what Israel's doing to other people, ever. And that's why Obama's actually stood up to these fucking cocksuckers for the first time in, probably the whole existence of the American government.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm proud that somebody finally is shedding a light on these. Now your poor grandma, where's she going to go?
Well, we're just off. She doesn't have much money, but we're just sending her as much money. And I have a cafe. Well, I'm an investor, me and my family, in a cafe. So she's probably going to move with the rest of my family. They'll probably just get a new place. Because they want to actually they want to demolish the building, so demo the building.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable what's going on over there. How does a guy survive in a comedy club in Jordan? Now, I'm thinking here like a lot of weird Muslim-type music going on and guys with like AK-47s and like machetes on the comedy, the comedy table in front of them. Why can't I talk to them? What's going on, JB? Did you give me some weird drugs? Okay, sorry. Keep going.
I was going to say that's one of the things about their clothing is that it's intimidating. The Arabs or the Christians, they joke around and call Muslims, they say that they look like ninjas. So it's really strange because when you go swimming, they're swimming in that, and there's this whole intimidation factor. They try to recruit, like because I'm Christian, and one of my cousins was recruited by a Muslim family, and there's a whole race or religious war going on. They burnt one of my cousins crashed the guy's car into a bridge and lit it on fire, and just I don't even want to get into it because it's going to have some repercussions probably somehow, but yeah, I went to the cafe every day. I got to know the faculty, the staff, all the customers. I was able to pass out flyers, and it's intimidating. You don't know if you can hear gunshots sometimes. You don't know what's going to happen, but I manned the cafe, and me and my cousin and my cousins, and I left on the 12th of November, and on the 11th of November, which is 9/11, the 11th of September, I had about 50 people there, and just to go for what we were saying, I actually had a promo, and you could see some of the people that I interviewed before the show because they were saying how they're big fans of mine and whatnot. And so there's a promo. It was show 54, I think 54, but anyway, it's in Arabic. You wouldn't understand it, but the promo's in English. It's really, really cool. I interview 8 people that talk about me, and they all get real excited, and no one wants to do any jokes, and that's the main reason why I did it, and I was so confident in my ability because after I did it, everyone wanted to come on stage, and we ended up having a whole, a whole blessing or a whole powwow, together, all the races and religions, and they all kind of saw eye to eye. And
so, what's your first joke in an Arab country? What is the very first joke you come out with?
The first joke I said, I'm a comedian, but the people here in Jordan say to me, come eat again. They don't say comedian. If they come, eat again. Come on, eat some more, eat.
There you go.
It sounds funnier in Arabic.
Yes, I understand.
And yeah, I should have maybe translated the video, but and then I started saying how there's the Arabic. Some jokes, some words don't translate.